Hi everyone, it's Sarah from Plan Sarah Plan, and welcome to my plan with me for July 25th through the 31st. This week's kit is from Mama Gloria's shop, and it's number 78, and this is one of the newer kits that, as I mentioned last time, is formatted in a slightly different way. So you have the option of getting fat washi strips as well as skinny washi, and then sort of a sampler page, which is perfect for me because it gives me a rectangle to put up in the corner, which is what I normally like to do, some other kind of medium thickness washi tape, some brand new icons that have not been on the previous sheets, and then you can do a lot of these are add-ons, so you look for the kit that you like, and then you check anything that you want in that kit, but then you go to the add-ons for the same kit and then choose these little things if you want to. So that's what I did. Before we go any further, I have to tell you there's no baby news yet. So I'm actually not filming on the 25th. It's a few days prior. So maybe by the time you see this video, there will be baby news, but I don't have any as of the filming of this video. So we are awaiting, if you're new here, the arrival of our very first grandchild. And the due date was July 17th, so we thought, however, baby has not arrived yet, and I prefer to think of this as baby is not late, we were just early with the due date. So, you know, this is not something that you can predict down to the moment. So we are still just as excited as last week and just remaining patient and calm with God's help so that we are not making mom nervous. And there's no need to be nervous. There's no need to feel rushed. It's exciting, but we don't have to feel rushed. So we are going to go with another theme this week that is very much fitting with baby colors. So I think this kit, because it has these pastels, is adorable. Last week's kit was all about my granny nursery that I have set up in a bedroom of our house. And it is literally the bedding that we chose for the crib. And I imported a picture of that pattern into my Silhouette software and made a kit that matched our nursery just right. So, but this is another sort of baby-friendly color palette. And so we're going to go with this. And I love the new fat washi. We have never had super fat washi like this from Mama Gloria's shop, and I love it. So we have some choices for what we do up at the top. I have date covers, which are not completely necessary. I could save these, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use them. There are 3 styles of the date covers, by the way. So you can get the solid strip that goes all the way across. You can get it broken into 7 individual days like this with a background, or you can just get the words of the days of the week without this purple background or any color background. So what I'm thinking is that with this, we could either put this washi tape, which is like the medium version of this, and we would be very matchy-matchy that way. In fact, I love it. Let's do it. But we could also have done some of these skinnier washis. But I like this look. And I think this size fits perfectly up in the margin. So we have a birthday this week. My dad has a birthday on the 28th. He would love it if baby would be born on his birthday. Although I think the general consensus is that we want baby to come before that. But if baby comes on his birthday, he will be the happiest great-grandfather alive. Okay, that fits just right. And I'm cutting with this handy scraper tool, which is a very inexpensive razor blade tool. I talk about that all the time. It is, along with other things, listed down in the video description. So if there's something that you see that you want to get for yourself, I have links to pretty much everything I use down there. So over on the sidebar, a lot of people will put a to-do list. I'm contemplating switching to a to-do list and putting my memory verse up here in the 6 a.m., 7 a.m. area, but I'm not going to do that right now. I want to play around with that idea before I actually do it. Isn't this pretty? Oh my goodness. I need to probably zoom out slightly. Okay, here we go. And let's give you a little bit more light as well. Okay, hopefully that's good. All right, so this week Dad's birthday is here. This might be a payday. Though, before we get into that, let's go ahead and just put these date covers on. And what's it gonna look like? This? Yeah, probably. I think I need to rest it on this little thin black line like that, don't you think? I think so. And then, of course, the little dates, you can write in the numbers, but it comes with stickers. So you've got little sticker numbers there. All right, so you ready for story time? Because I've got what I consider to be an amazing story. All right, I said what I consider to be an amazing story, so don't get your hopes up. When I was a kid, my sister and I were 2 years apart. We grew up in a very musical home, and we listened to music all the time, but it had to be good music according to the older generation. So the older generation, meaning the parents, liked the Carpenters, and we did too. Oh my goodness, the Carpenters were a new thing when I was a little girl. And we had 1 or 2 Carpenters albums, not cassettes, definitely not CDs. And my sister and I would think up, like, we would harmonize to these, we would sing along, we would harmonize, and we would make up little variety show numbers to accompany them, of course. And we would perform this for friends and family, and we were frequently called upon to do that. So if we would visit aunts and uncles, my sister Emily and I would be asked to do a Carpenter's number. All right, so I tell you this as background. I know what the Carpenters sound like, particularly Karen Carpenter. I know her voice inside and out, frontwards and backwards, every way that she pronounces vowels, every way she scoops into notes, everything. I know it all. And that comes into play here. I was listening to a playlist the other day because YouTube has playlists with different things. So I just put in the search bar, Carpenter's playlist. Several came up, but the one that I listened to had a bunch of rare recordings of live performances that I had not heard before. And they were awesome, really fun to hear how they performed live in concert compared to what they sounded like on the record albums. But then we got about 2/3 of the way through the playlist, and I heard the most beautiful rendition of, which one is it? I have to think for a second. Oh, I Just Fall in Love Again. Now I know Anne Marie recorded that, but the Carpenters were first. Okay, I Just Fall in Love Again. I heard the most beautiful rendition of it, but it was not Karen Carpenter. Now I want you to be suitably scandalized by what I just said. It was not Karen Carpenter. Why does that matter? Because the playlist information in the video description specifically said this was the Carpenters. And that song was not Karen Carpenter. Now my mother was listening at the time. This was a mom day. And she thought it was Karen Carpenter. And I sent the same playlist to my dad. And I said, Dad, is this Karen Carpenter? What do you think? He said, it's got a few differences, like stylistically, but I think that it is Karen Carpenter. Now, I knew my sister would know that it was not. It was not Karen Carpenter, but how am I to prove this? So I began going down a rabbit hole. What I did was look up I Just Fall in Love Again cover. And there are several. You can do this on YouTube. And I found the cover of that person. This was so satisfying. It is someone named Shane Ericks, wonderful singer, beautiful singer. And she can really do a spot-on impersonation of Karen Carpenter, but she adds her own flair to it. And there are just a couple of things that if you really know Karen Carpenter the way I know Karen Carpenter, you know when you hear it that it's not her. One of the things that's a tip-off is certain vowel sounds. For me, it was the vowel sound I. Shane Erick's does kind of an I, like a northern I. And Karen Carpenter, who grew up in Downey, California, not a southerner by any means, but when she sings I, she tends to do it with a more southern ah. I mean, I can't describe it, but it wasn't the same. And then I sent this same playlist to my brother and sister. My brother is much younger than my sister and I, and he did not grow up obsessed with memorizing the Carpenters albums the way we did. So I wasn't sure if he would be able to pick up on it, but my sister did instantly. And for her, it was the word you that gave it away, the word you. So for me, it was the vowel sound I, but then it was also this kind of vocal flourish at the end of the piece that Karen Carpenter would certainly be capable of, but she never did. And yes, it's possible that she had some remote recording somewhere where she did this vocal flourish. But I'm not a betting woman, okay? I did not bet money on this. I did not gamble, but I knew this was not Karen Carpenter. So how satisfying was it when I actually found the recording of Shane Erick's doing, it's the exact recording that's in this playlist, okay? Now this story is not over. There's more to it, because when I listened to the rest of that playlist, in all, there were 6 songs out of many others. So I would say 1/4 of this playlist or less was not Karen Carpenter. Now, there was one that was really great, and what I thought it was Crystal Gale doing like a Carpenter's tribute album or contributing to a Carpenter's tribute album, but it sounded like Crystal Gale. If Crystal Gale were impersonating Karen Carpenter. And if you don't know who Crystal Gale is, she's a country singer. Well, she's most famous maybe for "Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue." She's another person from my era. So I went searching for this, and I was positive that it was Crystal Gale, but I'm not a Crystal Gale expert the way I am a Karen Carpenter expert. And when I say I'm a Karen Carpenter expert, I want you to take that in the most extreme sense. I'm not exaggerating. So I typed in, what was the song that she did? I Won't Last a Day Without You. You know that song? I Won't Last a Day Without You. So this was what I thought was Crystal Gale doing a cover. So my search yielded nothing because I was typing in Crystal Gale cover Karen Carpenter, Won't Last a Day Without You, thinking that was going to give me the exact video that they popped into this playlist. It didn't work. So I took out Crystal Gale and took out Karen Carpenter, and I just did I Won't Last a Day Without You cover. And there are plenty, and there are lots of great singers out there, you guys. Lots of great YouTubers who are great singers, and some of them are wonderful Karen Carpenter impersonators. And it's pretty amazing. So I ended up finding the video for this, what was I about to say? I Won't Last a Day Without You. And I can't right at this second tell you the name of the person, but I did find her. And if you want, here's what I need to do. I'm going to put this playlist link in the video description, because maybe one of you is a Karen Carpenter fanatic the way I am, and you're going to be interested to, if you are a fanatic, what you should do is not read the comments, because I'm going to be giving away which songs are not Karen Carpenter. And it blew me away that in the comments nobody was calling it out, except I saw one person who said that one of the songs didn't sound like Karen Carpenter. There were 6. And like I said, I'm not a betting woman, but I know it. And I'm willing to stake my reputation as a Karen Carpenter expert on this. So what you should do is look at this playlist if you're interested and listen and see if you can find the 6 that are not actually Karen Carpenter. And then in the comments, I, like a very nitpicky person, went through and put timestamps in the comments for each of the 6 songs that were not Karen Carpenter. And I was so bold about it. You guys are going to think that, wow, I didn't know Plan Sarah Plan was this persnickety. But I think my comments were not mean. I'm pretty sure they weren't. You can check me on it if you want to. I don't think they were mean. I was just saying, this is lovely, but it's not Karen Carpenter. And for the 2 that I was able to actually locate the people, the non-Karen Carpenter people that those were, I put a link to those videos to back up what I said. But I wrote those comments before I knew for sure. I wrote those, I mean, I did know for sure, but I wrote them before I actually found the videos to back up what I was saying. So I was taking a chance. But apparently this is not a real hot topic in the world because nobody's replying to me that I know of. But it was a hot topic in my family. We had a lot of back and forth going on with, all of our speculation and thought about this situation on the playlist. And it was very fun. And what we ended up finding out is that in Japan, there are 2 or 3 really fantastic Karen Carpenter impersonators. And there's one video that if you're a sensitive person, you might even cry. There's one video that I think must have been made in the 90s where Richard Carpenter was in Japan and he was a guest on some variety show. I don't know what, I mean, it's sort of like America's Got Talent, I guess, if you want to equate it to something, but he was a guest there. And one of the people who were performing was performing one of Karen Carpenter's songs with Richard Carpenter's blessing. So she sang it really well, and she's a non-English speaker. That makes it more impressive in my mind to really knock it out of the park with the vowel sounds and the enunciation, the articulation, and all that good stuff. And so after she sings the song, she breaks down. And it's such an emotional moment because she's singing it in front of Karen's brother. And if you don't know, Karen died at a very young age. People always say she died of anorexia. That's only partly true. She did have anorexia, but I believe the final report was that she died of cardiac arrest as a result of anorexia. See, this is the kind of minutia that I am persnickety. Is that a word? Or is it persnippety? Persnickety about. I'm a Karen Carpenter expert. I'm not saying that to brag. It's just a fact. Let me tell, where did it go? I just now got out a church sticker and here it is. Okay. Let me tell you how far back this Karen Carpenter identification and connection to my life goes. When I told you that when we were kids, people would ask us to do carpenter's numbers, my sister and I, when we visited. We were always happy to oblige. And, we love attention. My sister and I loved attention. So when I was in high school, I auditioned for like the highest level of this high school choir. We had 3 levels. So there was mixed choir, which was, the least strict or stringent in terms of qualifications and singing ability. Then there was the vocal ensemble, which was a step up in terms of skill level, and it was all girls. And then there was the chorale, which was the highest level. So I wanted to try out for the chorale. I did, and I made it. But the choir director would often say, "You remind me of Karen Carpenter." I always considered that the greatest compliment ever. Then I went to a song. I have this house here, and I'm not really sure why. So let me just tell the story and hold the house. I went to a songwriters conference. This was a Christian event that it was a big deal that I went to this because we had a little family with 2 little boys. So this is several years after high school. We had a toddler and a 5-year-old, something like that. And we went to a songwriters conference. My whole family went, meaning my husband and our 2 boys. And I was just blown away because I felt like I was in the company of a bunch of people like me because I love to write music. Now I'm a composer of piano music, but there was a time when I loved to write songs, like with words, and I wanted to be possibly a professional singer. But anyway, I went to this songwriters conference. I'm going to put the house down here. I went to a songwriters conference, and I was told by a big-time producer, I will not name his name, but let's just say he was Amy Grant's producer. I was told by a big-time producer that I was obviously influenced by Karen Carpenter when he listened to my demo tape, because all of the songwriters at this conference were permitted to submit a demo tape with 2 of their original songs on it. And there were lots of different professionals there. There were like people who were big in the Christian music industry who were performers, and those who were songwriters, those who were lyricists and producers. And as it would happen, my tape ended up in the hands of Amy Grant's producer at the time. And he gave me really great comments and apparently wanted to talk to me, and it just never happened. I didn't know how to reach him or anything, and it never happened. So in my opinion, it just wasn't meant to happen. But it didn't happen. But what he said in his comments was, obviously Karen Carpenter was an influence, among other things. He did say other things. But that's the extent of this Karen Carpenter stuff that I'm talking about. I'm not just over here spouting off about something that has no legs. This thing goes deep. And if Karen Carpenter had not died, I remember where I was when I heard the news that she died. I remember where I was. I was away on a choir field trip, or it was all district choir or something, but I was staying overnight with a host family because that's what you used to do. And we were at a Pizza Hut, and then just the word started spreading around the Pizza Hut that Karen Carpenter died. And I wanted to go somewhere and cry. And here I was with some, a bunch of other kids who really didn't feel the same way that I did. They knew who Karen Carpenter was, but they were not obsessed with Karen Carpenter the way I was. And I wanted to go somewhere and mourn. And so I remember where I was, just like, when the Challenger exploded and when somebody tried to assassinate Reagan. All these things, you remember where you were. And I remember where I was when Karen Carpenter died. That was a big deal. It was a big deal. Now, the question is here, yes, do I have purple music notes? And I do. So this is a chatty plan with me. And I'm not really going to edit it down, so I hope you like hanging out for a long time hearing about Karen Carpenter. So I'm going to link that playlist to the Carpenters so that you guys can go pile on. No, not really. I don't want you to pile on. But so that you can go, if you're interested at all, go and listen to these Carpenter songs. And don't look at the comments, like I said, because I give it away. I list exactly which songs they are that are not Karen Carpenter. So if you want to figure it out for yourself, don't look at the comments first. Wait a minute. I put the timestamp, but I don't know if I actually put the title of the song. So I guess it's not that crucial that you not look at the comments. But if you want to play the same game I did, go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is a home day. It's also Dad's birthday. I'm going to put home day here and get out another one of my Mama Gloria little houses. Here we go. And I'll put Dad's birthday in a like traditional looking birthday sticker, or on a birthday sticker. Okay, so is there anything else I want to say about that Carpenter's drama? Well, I mean, truth be told, I've always had this dream of meeting Richard Carpenter, because I felt like, now I can't sing like Karen Carpenter, and honestly, I'm not as good as all of these folks you can find on YouTube who are younger than I am and who do really great impersonations of Karen Carpenter. I just have a Karen Carpenter-esque style. I'm not really like a Karen Carpenter impersonator, but I've had this dream. I mean, I've kind of forgotten about it until this new episode awakened the desire. But I had this dream to meet Richard Carpenter and just sing with him, because he is, you know, part of the sound that the Carpenters are famous for is this tight harmony that they achieved by recording their own voices in layers. And I think they possibly got this technique from Peter Paul. No, not that. Sorry, I got to think for a minute. Les Paul and Mary Ford. I was going to say Peter, Paul, and Mary, and that's not where they got it. But it would be so cool if I could meet Richard Carpenter. He sits down at the piano. He's such a great pianist. And we could just sing Carpenter songs. It would be so great. Now, a long time ago, my dream would have been that we would go on tour and be famous. That's no longer my dream. I have no interest in that whatsoever. Because you know what? I just want to be a composer of piano music, and I want to be available at all times to play with, look after, or otherwise spend time with my first grandchild. So I just have no interest in becoming a famous singer at this point. But that really was something that I wanted when I was younger. I'm probably not unique that way. I bet a handful of you guys wanted to be a famous singer. That's just something that kids do. All right, so we have this really old house, and we need to have our chimneys looked at. And somebody's going to come and do that on Monday. So let me write down chimney guy. I don't think a chimney guy would be on a pink sticker personally. I think a chimney guy is going to be on I think purple is more manly. So let's put chimney guy here. Now this is my real speed here of writing, and I normally just push stop so that you don't have to sit through this, because my writing is not neat unless I go slowly. So that's, sometimes people say, how do you get your handwriting to be so neat? Well, honestly, it's not neat unless I go slowly. All right, chimney guy's coming at 12, so I need to put it up here. All right, and I've got these cool hour stickers from Mama Gloria. So I could see, I'm kind of OCD about trying to finish up a whole row before I start another, and it just doesn't work out that way. And this purple would be perfect, so I'm going to skip over to this sheet and grab a 12 o'clock. Chimney guy. I'm going to do a slow motion flyover with a close-up of this stuff so you can see it. I know it's hard to see when it's far away. Some of you are not even here for that. Some of you are here just to hang out and chat, but some of you like to see the stickers up close. So I am going to do a slow motion flyover for those people. And then we need a birthday sticker for my dad. And I keep my birthday stuff here. This is an Erin Condren sticker storage book. And let's get a Mama Gloria birthday cake out. And then let's see what we have. Birthday, birthday, birthday. Let's use one of these because I think one of these will match. Either the light blue or this purple. Probably the purple, but it's not really the right purple. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that one looks pretty good. I don't really have room for it in the right place though. So let's move this duster thing. These are just like cleaning stickers that I made, and I'm not really showing them up close because I'm not super happy with how I've made them. I'm going to keep basically the same thing, but refine them slightly before I start showing them as something I'm proud of. All right, and there's already a cake on this. Design Lovely Studio printable. Mama Gloria cake, but I like to put the pretty cake there. And then this is Dad. All right, so I need to have a date with Dad. It's really fun to take my dad on a date. And by fun, I mean terrifying. Because he will say, well, you just don't know what he's going to say. That's the thing. You don't know what he's going to say. And you are at a restaurant or whatever, and the young server comes up, and my dad is always trying to strike up a conversation with the server or anybody else. And he's got a very unique sense of humor that you have to get to know him before you understand it. Because if you don't get to know him first, you might actually be scared of him. So, you know, just got to watch out there. Make sure Dad doesn't say the wrong thing to some unsuspecting person. All right, so because I have all these cute little icons here, on Monday I do my mom's meds. I help her fill up her little pill minder. Now let me change the focus situation so this shows up. You see all the little icons here that are so cute? This is all new on the new format of the Mama Gloria stuff. Let me refocus down there. See how this is all very technical. All right, so we're gonna do Mom's meds right here. Mom's meds. Okay, and then what else can we use? Definitely do not want to weigh myself. We won't use that. Let's use the laundry basket. And we're going to do some laundry on home day. Laundry. One thing I love about my planner castle is that that's what I call this room that I'm in. It's in the basement, and that is a good place to be occupied with planning stuff because the washing machine's so close by. All right, get coffee. Now, really, my mom loves to get Starbucks on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but there's just one of these on the sheet, so I'm going to put it on Wednesday. And then I tend to pick up her groceries on Friday. So let's take the little grocery icon and put it here. And I don't even need to write groceries because the picture is self-explanatory, but I think it kind of looks good to do that. And let's put the alarm clock on Saturday and say, sleep in. That's adorbs. Sleep in. Okay, now let's change the subject. Okay, I know you guys want me to talk more about the Carpenters, but I'm just not going to. Tiffany, our friend in this little planner group of ours, is having her baby tomorrow. I'm filming right now on the 21st. She's having her baby, I think, on the 22nd. And let me tell you how sweet Tiffany is. She made a bird stuffed toy herself. She made this and it was in my mailbox today. And she made this for our grandbaby on the way, while she herself is about to deliver her baby. I mean, I think she's in the hospital now, going in to deliver tomorrow. And she put this effort into making a bird stuffed animal. I'm going to put a picture of it up on the screen for you so you can see how adorable it is. She made a bird because my husband and I love birds, and she wanted to give baby a jump start on loving birds. And that was the sweetest thing. So by the time this video is up, I have a feeling that those of us in the in the Facebook group, which is Plan Sarah Plans Planner Circle, join if you would like to. I have a feeling that we're going to have word about baby, her baby, Tiffany's baby, by the time you see this video. But I just wanted to say, and Tiffany's probably not going to be able to watch a plan with me right away, but she took the time to make this little bird. She calls it Nina Nightingale, and I think that's adorable, and it matches our nursery perfectly. It's just what the crib needed. So thoughtful, so very thoughtful. Okay, so sleeping on Saturday, what else was I going to do? I really don't know. So maybe this is enough. I have to do my memory verse on the sidebar. And if baby is not born by the end of this week, because I've saved my stork sticker to actually put on the day when baby comes. So right now I'm here, and our baby has not come yet, grandbaby. So if baby doesn't come, the stork is going to have to go over here. So I don't want to fill this up too much, because we're going to put baby news and pictures just whenever. And if baby doesn't come this week, now if my daughter-in-law is watching, she'll be thinking to herself, no, don't even say it. But I mean, it is possible for babies to be very late. I have a friend whose baby was 2 weeks past the due date. And she's pretty sure, her husband's a doctor, and she's pretty sure, and her husband agrees, that they just got the due date wrong. But let's just, when baby comes, it's the right time. I'm just going to say that. It is the right time. I know we want baby right this minute, but we need to be patient and just relax. This week's memory verse is, great is our Lord and mighty in power. His understanding is infinite. And that is Psalm 147, verse 4. And yeah, so that's not very long. It's not going to take up all this room, so I may have room to do something else in my sidebar, but I'm going to go into time lapse even though it's really short. All right, I think we're pretty much done. I'm going to try this new Erin Condren. They call it a square highlighter, and I don't know why, unless they consider this chisel tip to be like a square. But anyway, I'm going to try it. Let me move it where you can see. To just like make little squares on these dates. So we're starting on the 25th. There we go. Let's see if there's anything else. I don't think so. All right, so what I like to do at the end of this plan with me is say a prayer for the upcoming week, but I'm going to give you a slow motion flyover first. Okay, I've written a prayer for the entire month of July, which I'm praying every week at the end of my hourly plan with me. I invite you to join me if you would like to. Dearest Lord, we talk to you because you ask us to in your holy word. I believe you listen and you care. Take our lives and take our hearts. We are made in your image and created to be your children. We want our lives to paint a beautiful picture with you as the artist. We want our homes to be happy and wholesome places where all who enter sense your holy presence. We want our families to serve you together as well as individually, each member having their own genuine relationship with you. We want our work to be marked with integrity, honesty, and goodwill to others. We want to be people who gladly forgive, remembering all the times we have needed forgiveness. Clothe us in strength and dignity. Make yourself known in all corners of the earth, and draw multitudes of souls into relationship with you. This is made possible by the spilt blood of the one who was the Word become flesh and who made his dwelling among us. In his name we pray. Amen. That's going to do it, you guys. I invite you to join us over on Facebook in the Facebook group, which is Plan Sarah Plans Planner Circle. It's planner content only. And then on Instagram, you can follow me if you like. It's Plan Sarah Plan, all one word. And I really appreciate the fact that you took time out of your day to watch this video and to hang out with me. Thank you for being here. I hope you'll come back often. See you next time. Bye-bye.